He's also promising to keep a closer eye on it in the meantime.
Right now on Denver 7 News at 8 o'clock on Local 3, a Colorado 6-year-old boy has died after a rattlesnake bite. The warning for all families headed out on Colorado's trails.
Plus, a local man testifies about the role of extremists in the January 6th riots.
And I think rather than try to use words, I think the best illustration for what the Oath Keepers are happened January 6th. We saw that stacked military formation going up the stairs of our Capitol.
Why some experts are saying we should consider the rise of extremism a public health crisis.
Plus, how you can get your hands on some free Broncos training camp tickets. This morning, no Von Miller hyping up the crowd, but there's a lot of hype around Russell Wilson, quarterback.
Sure is. People are getting really excited and also excited for the nice, beautiful day that we're going to have, except might be a little hot out there.
Yeah, at least for the next few hours, get excited. Then this afternoon, it's going to be pretty toasty. 72 degrees right now already in Denver. Beautiful start to our day. Winds are coming in out of the west-southwest, and we're going to see some pretty big warm-ups here for the next couple of days. By lunchtime, 92. Highs will be 95 to about 98 degrees this afternoon. Up and down the Front Range, even some near triple-digit heat, closer to spots like Greeley, Fort Morgan, and Sterling. Keensburg, 99 today. Highlands Ranch will be at 96, more 70s and 80s expected in the mountains. For the Rockies game tonight, it'll be a toasty one, 90 degrees by 6 o'clock, and then we'll drop into the 80s this evening. Coming up here in just a few minutes, I'll show you what to expect for the rest of the weekend when we have a better chance for getting a little more much needed rain, Jason, here in town.
And we do have some officers heading over to Sheridan and Alameda over there in West Denver. It sounds like some kind of police situation right here at Zenobia and Alameda, so just a block away from Sheridan. So you'll see some police activity over there. I am not seeing any roads closed yet, but I'll keep a close eye on that situation for you as the police are all heading in. The rest of the drive to the south side looks okay. Earlier crash on Santa Fe, all cleared up right by Oxford. Still real busy. Take a look at 225. Had a crash or something reported on the southbound side here after Parker Road. I'm not seeing it in lanes. And you can see the heavy stop and go traffic all the way from well before Parker Road. That drive time overall on the southbound side of I-225 is about 25 minutes. That northbound side, a little pocket of slow and go up towards Alameda. But the rest of the drive looks busy in those usual spots. One crash, if you hear about it, up north on 70th Avenue, right at I-25. No problems to or from Boulder.
West Metro fire crews will be back out today to mop up the Snow Creek fire. It burned about an acre near the Willow Springs area of Morrison. At last check, the fire was 25% contained. Fire crews were able to drop water and retardant late last night.
I want to get back to that heartbreaking news out of El Paso County this morning. A 6-year-old little boy has died from a rattlesnake bite. Simon Currat here fought for his life for a week, but died Monday at an Aurora hospital.
Denver 7's Christian Lopez joins us. Christian, so many families are out hiking and biking with their kids these days. We all need to be alert.
Yeah, Jessica, it's important to be very cautious. And while there are snakes out there during this time of the year, bites are rare. Simon was out on a bike ride with his dad and sister when this all happened. It was at the Blue Stem Prairie Open Space in El Paso County. These are the types of trails that we have all over the Front Range. Simon took a break from his bike ride to go look at a sign, and he was bitten by that rattlesnake on the way back.
He yelled rattlesnake, and then that's when the dad dropped everything and ran over to him, and we believe then that's when the bite occurred.
His dad didn't have a cell phone on him at the time, so he flagged down another person on the trail for help. Paramedics were on the scene within 5 minutes. They got Simon to a local hospital and then later to Children's in Aurora, but he died on Monday. The best defense is being aware of your surroundings. Don't wear headphones on the trail and just be extra cautious in the morning or in the evening because that's when snakes are most active. If you are bitten, get a photo of the snake to help identify it and don't try to suck out the venom.
Best thing you can do, keep the bit limb below your heart and then take off anything that might constrict blood flow. So rings, watches, wristband, things like that, and then get to a medical provider as quick as possible.
And officials say that most bites occur in the ankles, so if you do go out to the trails, it's important to wear boots with heels on them to stay safe. Reporting live this morning, I'm Christian Lopez, Denver 7.
Christian, thank you. 8:06 right now, taking a live look at our nation's capital after yesterday's bombshell testimony about the January 6th riot. There's a lot to unpack here. We're going to take you through all of the highlights.
One of the speakers was a Colorado man. Jason Van Tatenhove of Estes Park was the former national spokesperson for the Oath Keepers, but left the group before the January 6th riot. Denver 7's Veronica Acosta has more on his very candid comments about their tendencies toward violence.
Van Tatenhove said that the violence and the bloodshed we saw that day could have been a lot worse. He said the Oath Keepers were preparing for the next civil war and imagined if former President Trump had invoked the Insurrection Act, then that would position this group as a paramilitary group.
I think we saw a glimpse of what the vision of the Oath Keepers is on January 6th. It includes violence. It includes trying to get their way through lies, through deceit, through intimidation, and through the perpetration of violence. What else is he going to do if he gets elected again? All bets are off at that point. And that's a scary notion.
Van Tatenhove wasn't at the riot. He actually left the group because of its racist beliefs and denial of the Holocaust. We spoke with a friend of his who says testifying is his way of working with the system to try and make things right.
Jason realized that they were actually like Holocaust deniers and beyond. So it was like he got seduced into this hate group thinking they were constitutionalists when really they didn't have good intentions at the heart of what they were doing. So when Jason saw that, he was able to get out of it, and now this is like his whole redemption process.
The Southern Poverty Law told Denver 7 that conspiracies and this kind of thinking, they spread way easier because of the internet now. That's exactly why they suggest checking your sources and brushing up on your media literacy as well. In Denver, I'm Veronica Acosta, Denver 7.
Veronica, thank you. After more than a dozen Coloradans were arrested because of the January 6th riot and 3 others arrested this summer in Idaho near a pride event, we wanted to know, is extremism getting worse here in Colorado?
It's gotten worse, nationwide, right? And that's one of the things that we're dealing with. And in Colorado, there has been an increase in the searches that domestic violent extremists do. And when we look at our Google statistics, although some of that content has decreased from May compared to June.
Kevin Klein, the director of Colorado's Division of Homeland Security, also tells us there's been a 54% increase in hate crimes in Colorado between this year and last.
Tatenhove's comments were just a fraction of the bombshell testimony yesterday. Former White House counsel Pat Cipollone described a meeting at the White House back in December of 2020 where Trump allies suggested Trump should issue an executive order to seize voting machines. Cipollone says the president was getting bad advice.
To have the federal government seize voting machines, that's a terrible idea for the country. That's not how we do things in the United States.
So when the meeting finished, Trump tweeted his supporters should come to Washington on January 6th, saying it will be wild. Stephen Ayers, an Ohio man who pleaded guilty to participating in the riot, testified that tweet from Trump inspired him to travel to Washington.
Basically, the president got everybody riled up.
The committee ended yesterday's hearing by revealing that former President Trump may have tried to influence witness testimony after calling a witness not seen at the hearings yet. That person did not answer Trump's call and instead alerted his lawyer. The committee's next hearing is next Thursday. We have more coverage on the January 6th committee right now over on the denverchannel.com. You can also watch our in-depth coverage on the free Denver 7 Plus app. A CU Boulder police officer was fired after an investigation into comments he made on Reddit. Former CU officer Drew Matthews was accused of writing anti-homeless and anti-black comments in a post back in April. Matthews was placed on administrative leave during that investigation, and in a statement, the department says it is committed to professional standards and Matthews could no longer effectively perform his duties for the university.
If your trip includes a drive through the high country, listen up. All lanes of eastbound I-70 will close at 10 this morning in Glenwood Canyon. The interstate is expected to reopen by 4 in the afternoon. Crews will be cleaning up a semi-truck that crashed in the area last week. We are just over 2 weeks away from the start of Broncos training camp.
Yeah, everyone's excited about the new team, and you can get your tickets this morning for free to watch them practice starting at 10 a.m. Fans can get up to 4 tickets for the Back Together Saturday workout on July 30th. The special practice will have autograph opportunities, performances, even a sale where you can get one-of-a-kind Broncos gear. So to get your tickets, you do need a Ticketmaster account. Fans can claim up to 4 per account, and space is limited.
Oh, I gotta sign up. Well, up next, good news for home buyers. Finally, when it comes to our red hot housing market, we'll explain an overnight report from realtors and
come this way, leave your bag.
A chaotic moment prompting an emergency evacuation of a plane moments after it arrived at DIA.